Most of us take pride in our knowledge and expertise and in staying true to our own beliefs and opinions. That makes sense in a stable world, where we get rewarded for having conviction in our ideas. The problem is that we live in a rapidly changing world, especially the tech world, where we need to spend as much time rethinking as we do thinking. Developers must keep up to date on the latest technologies they use to remain relevant. Rethinking is a skill set, but is also a mindset. Unfortunately, when it comes to our own knowledge and opinions, we often favor feeling right over being right. If you are a scientist, rethinking is fundamental to your profession. You are paid to be constantly aware of the limit of your understanding. But being a scientist is not just a profession, it's a frame of mind. No matter how much brain power you have, if you lack the motivation to change your mind, you will miss many opportunities to rethink. Recent experiments suggest that the smarter you are, the more you might struggle at update your belief. The better you are at crunching numbers, the more spectacularly you fail at analyzing patterns that contradict your views. Being good at thinking can make you worse at rethinking. Thinking like a scientist involves more than just reacting with an open mind. It means being actively open minded. After all, the purpose of learning is not to affirm our belief, it's to evolve our belief. The process of rethinking starts with intellectual humility, knowing what we don't know. As we question our current understanding, we become curious about what information was missing. Remember that knowledge is power. Knowing what we don't know is wisdom. Our conviction can lock us in a prison of our own making. The solution is not to decelerate our thinking, it's to accelerate our rethinking. We all have blind spots in our knowledge and opinions. The bad news is that they can leave us blind to our blindness, which gives us false confidence in our judgment and prevent us from rethinking. We need to learn to recognize our cognitive blind spots and revise our thinking accordingly. If you felt you knew anything at all, think again. When we lack the knowledge and skills to achieve excellence, we sometimes lack the knowledge and skills to judge excellence. Humility is often misunderstood. It's not a matter of having low self-confidence. Confidence is a measure of how much you believe in yourself. It's distinct from how much you believe in your methods. You can be confident in your ability to achieve a goal in the future while maintaining the humility to question whether you have the right tools in the present. That's the sweet spot of confidence. We become blinded by arrogance when we are utterly convinced of our strengths and our strategies. What we want to attain is confident humility, having faith in our own capability while appreciating that we may not have the right solution or even be addressing the right problem. That gives us enough doubt to re-examine our knowledge and enough confidence to pursue new insights. Confident humility doesn't just open our minds to rethinking, it improves the quality of our rethinking. Great thinkers don't harbor doubts because they have imposter syndrome. They maintain doubts because they know we are all partially blind and they are committed to improving their side. They don't boast about how much they know, they marvel at how little they understand. They are aware that each answer raises new questions, and the quest for knowledge is never finished. A mark of lifelong learners is recognizing that they can learn something from everyone they meet. Arrogance leaves us blind to our own weaknesses. Humility is a reflective lens. It helps us see them clearly. Confidence humility is a corrective lens. It enables to overcome those weaknesses. The totalitarian ego steps in like a bodyguard for our minds, protecting our self-image by feeding us comforting lies. You must not fool yourself. You must not fool yourself. And remember, you are the easiest person to fool. Jeff Bezos says, if you don't change your mind frequently, you are going to be grown a lot. Every time we encounter new information, we have a choice. We can attach our opinions to our identities and stand our ground in stubbornness, or we can operate more like scientists, defining ourselves as people committed to the pursuit of truth, even if it means proving our own views wrong. Learning requires the humility to realize we have something to learn. God's judgment depends on having the skills and the will to open our minds. I am pretty confident that in life, rethinking is an increasingly important habit. Of course, I might be wrong. If I am, I will be quick to think again.